Hi, I'm Scott Beaulier, Dean of the College of Business at North Dakota State University. It is September 1st, 2020. Beautiful day here in Fargo, 70 degrees and cloudy outside. Feels a little bit like fall today. And we're having another conversation brought to you by the Wold family, who supported a business ethics program 5 years ago at North Dakota State University. Tom Wold, who I just interviewed this morning, actually believes that people working in business, business owners, entrepreneurs, capitalists can in fact be making money and doing good at the same time. And he felt like students sometimes aren't getting that message in their curriculum, and wanted us to have a speaker series that was outside of the classroom that engaged students in themes he felt were important for them to hear. This has been happening for 5 years. We typically do 4 speakers per semester. We feed students pizza. Some of you get extra credit for attending, but none of that's happening this fall due to COVID, and we're doing everything remote. The really great thing about being remote is we're going to give you all a lot more access to industry leaders and speakers. I think we're going to have about 30 over the course of this year, and that's just something that is an attempt on our part to be innovative in response to this mess. So joining us today is just a wonderful friend and board member of the College of Business. Michelle, are you still on the advisory board for the Sales Center too, actually?
I am.
Wow. So she's a double board member, a double agent in the college, helping us out tremendously in providing advice and counsel. I know I appreciate the service you provide our big board, but also the Sales Center is a dynamic program we have in the college. So Michelle Larson from Discovery Benefits, soon to possibly change its name. Thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me, Scott. Excited for this conversation, the opportunity to talk through, just a little bit about what we're doing at Discovery Benefits. And I love the topic of the ethics in business, just a huge component of the successful business. So excited for our time today.
Let's start with your own background a little bit. Tell us how you got to where you are today, and then we'll go from there.
Sure. Well, currently I'm the Senior Vice President of Sales at Discovery Benefits. I have been with the organization for just over 13 years now. Started my career as a benefits implementation manager and had a sales background prior to Discovery Benefits. And shortly after starting, probably 6 or 7 months into my role as an implementation manager, there was an opening in the sales department. So excited to switch gears and be on that sales team, and have held numerous different roles within my sales career at Discovery Benefits leading up to right now. We have just over 60 individuals on our sales team today. When I started, there were 5 of us. So it has grown tremendously, and just keeping, working to lead the team for future success.
And, I've seen Discovery Benefits representatives at 1 million cups, and you guys are just in continuous growth mode. Is that true even now through COVID?
Probably even more so than ever, yes. Okay. So COVID has really changed our business. So when COVID first hit, I don't know how, so a little background about Discovery Benefits. So we focus primarily on administering health savings accounts, flexible spending accounts, HRAs, commuter administration, COBRA, and direct bill. So these are all products that, pre-tax benefits that employees really need during this time of crisis. And when COVID first started, the IRS or the government changed some of the regulations surrounding our product lines. So not only did we have the opportunity to work, move to a total work from home status in a short time frame, but we also had to reevaluate all of our processes, change some technology, train our employees and our customers on how to do things differently because the regulations and the rules had changed. So because of that, we've seen tremendous growth within the industry. And to be honest, not all of our competitors have been able to make that transition to a work from home as smoothly as we have. So that has definitely played into more business coming on for us. And so with that, we are always hiring and looking for more individuals to join the team.
And what specifically, our audience for this talk, it's a few different audiences. We're going to share it with alumni, but our main audience are students, often 18 to 22, but also some of our MBA students. What are the skills you're looking for in hiring right now?
We have positions in all different areas. A lot of them come from our participant services team. So that's answering phone calls or emails or utilizing the live chat, answering our consumer questions, might be as basic as what is my account balance, or maybe more in depth as far as how to operate the plans. We also have a lot in our client services teams, which is working directly with the HR contacts of the different employers that we work with. So those are the two biggest areas, but I know myself and helping lead the sales team, we are also looking at possibly doubling our inside sales team within the next 12 months. And that is a brand new team that's only been around a little over 12 months. We had our field sales team in the past and added our inside sales team recently and looking to double that probably within the next 12 months. So there's there's also a lot of technology fields. Mm-hmm. So we do a lot of app development type stuff. So file integration. So a lot of tech fields also.
So you serve on the sales center board and work in a very competitive sales position. We spend a lot of time trying to destigmatize sales. Like, it's not a bad career. It's actually a very fulfilling career. What's your pitch, or what would you say about this? Like, why is sales viewed kind of as I don't want to do sales? And how did you get over that hump as a young professional?
I think that's a great question because, yes, sales definitely has a stereotype to it. I think every TV show that you watch, you've got the old, shady used car salesman or shoe salesman. And even, internally this year, we did a lot of work within our client services team, helping them to cross-sell other products to our existing lines of business. And I saw that same angst in a lot of people's eyes when we talked about sales. They're like, I didn't come here to sell, So for me, it's really just changing the mindset around sales and reminding them that sales is truly just finding a solution to a problem, helping uncover that problem for our clients. If they're struggling in an area, it's our job to help solve that problem for them. If we have the fix or the tools to make their lives easier, that's what we want to focus on. So for me, it's really just changing that mindset. You're not selling them something, you're a problem solver. Ask good questions, find out what their challenges are, and then bring a solution to the table. So that's kind of the way I view sales, a little bit differently than your shady salespeople that are used to the TV shows.
It's trying to help people, which makes sense. Yeah. You heard in my intro the business ethics aspect of these conversations, and you actually have a unique story with the Wold family, if I remember correctly, right? Like early job or something with them.
I do. It was funny when you sent that email because definitely life has come full circle. When I first decided to pursue a hospitality and tourism degree at NDSU, Dr. Mort Sarabosh, he made a few phone calls to help me get a job within the industry. And so my first job, once I decided on my career major, was at the Holiday Inn Express with Joel Wold as my manager. So I worked for the Wold family for 6 or 7, maybe even closer to 8 years in a lot of different areas. So definitely learn from the best when it comes to business, ethics and integrity, and really just going above and beyond your job responsibilities. I started at the Holiday Inn Express, but then eventually moved over to what we would refer as the big house or the main Holiday Inn. And then, filled in sometimes in the bar waitressing, in the catering department, moved down to Minneapolis and worked for one of their properties down there for a while. And then came back and worked in their convention center in sales. So a lot of different areas there. So, often it was all hands on deck. And I think that's the coolest part within working for that family is that it didn't matter what role you held within the company. If you need help, everybody dove in and helped, no questions asked. So I love that all hands on deck. And that's also carried through in Discovery Benefits as well. It's like we're all one team and we're all shooting for the same goal. So we work together to get it done.
Yeah, you gave me a good jumping off point here into ethics then and your current role. It sounds like you just, in some ways, stumbled upon it early through some of these early positions. But can you talk about how you encourage just strong ethical conduct within your team? Discovery Benefits strikes me as this mission-driven organization. It seems like they're constantly winning awards for good culture and just healthy morale. And how do you do that? Like, what is the secret sauce there?
I don't know if there's really one secret sauce, but John Beaulier, our former president of Discovery Benefits, great man of integrity, teamwork, open communication. And we had our core values and we lived by them. Everybody lived by them. And I think just with him leading by example everybody followed his lead. We focus a lot, especially within our sales team, we focus a lot on servant leadership. How can we serve others? And if you keep that mentality top of mind, it's going to be successful for everybody. It's not the me. And that's what we always tell our sales team. It's not about you. It's about the client. What can you do for the client? And just always keeping that servant leadership mindset top.
So you and I have crossed paths on airplanes a few times. And, I have not traveled since March. And no planes since then. And I'm wondering, it seems like your life was on the road quite a bit too. So how has COVID just kind of transformed day-to-day life for you all? And how are you staying connected to all of your team members? Is it a lot of Zoom meetings and check-ins, or, how do you just keep up, good attitudes?
Yeah, so you're right. Our field sales team was done traveling probably that second week in March, like many others in the country. So it was a little bit different. Most of our field sales team would be on the road every other week, traveling to their cities and meeting with different consulting offices. So that's how we typically market our products. Is we market through different consulting shops who then market our products to their employer groups. There hasn't been any travel, which has been a bit of a change for the team. We're not used to sitting at a desk all day, every day. But it's really forced us to look at other ways of doing business. So knowing that travel is not an option, looking at ways that, maybe wouldn't have been on the docket for another, 12 months. But in addition to phone calls and emails, we've also started doing video messaging, just because we can't get a lot of people on the phone these days. They're working remotely, often have children at home, interrupting them. So doing just quick, 30 to 45 second video clips, just like, hey, checking in, see how you're doing. Here's some things to know about Discovery Benefits, what's coming up, and just blasting those out to all of our contacts. And that's been very well received. Again, it's a little bit more of a personal touch than just an email, because we know inboxes are getting flooded. But that's worked really well, just to stay on top of our consultant contacts. From an internal standpoint, when we first moved to a work from home status, all of our leadership team, we started meeting every morning at 7:30 via WebEx. So from 7:30 to 8 o'clock every day, we would, make sure everybody across the various teams, collaboration, communication. As I mentioned earlier, with all the changes to regulation, we had to be on top of our game to know who's doing what. Those have slowed down a little. We did every day for several months, and then scaled it back now to just once a week. But we still do those every Tuesday morning. Touch base, what's going well, where are the areas of opportunity, how can we support the teams? Are there any trends? Of course, with back to school going on, it's top of mind for everybody. And also we know that the working from home is different for each individual. It's not the same. One size doesn't fit all. Some people are loving it. Some people hate it. So just getting to know the individuals and find out what we can do to support them. I'd say WEX as a whole has done a phenomenal job of providing fantastic resources. HR was sending weekly updates. Just here's some additional resources, whether it's at-home workouts to keep your, can't go to the gym right now, so here's some at-home workout ideas, or some additional ideas for homeschooling your children. And the flexibility has been huge. I've got 2 young children myself, so having the flexibility to work around hours. There are times where I have kids interrupting my meetings, and that's just how it works these days. So it's been, I'm really proud of the teams. They've stayed focused on the end goal and worked hard to get there.
So what's your sense of, like, what are things going to look like, say, a year from now for you all? Do you think that a lot of the remote work is here to stay, or is there going to be a gradual phase back into getting back to the office more? And like, we're trying to find our legs here within the university, and man, it's tough. You get used to certain ways of doing things, and you find it sometimes really efficient, and I'm not sure what the new normal is going to look like. You look at some of the big cities and they're just emptying out from, like, people are saying, I don't have to go wait for an elevator in Manhattan anymore, and do you see a long-term company trend possibly looking differently from this, or?
I have no idea, to be totally honest. I know we are planning on working from home through January. Yep. Our HR team has sent out several surveys, just like on an individual basis. Are you more comfortable working from home? Once things get back to normal, would you rather continue working from home? Would you like to be in the office? Would you like a hybrid model? because we did have probably 150, at least 150 employees that worked from home prior to the whole COVID pandemic. So as far as the technology, we already had that in place, which is helpful. So I don't know what it looks like. I know our team is excited to get back on the road whenever we get the go ahead. So we just have to wait and see.
So we wrap up all of these with just trying to go full circle back to giving back and, how people find ways to just engage their community, engage NDSU. And, you do a lot on that front as well, both to help the college, but also help the community. And how does that fit into just living an ethical life and, trying to do the right thing? You're also juggling children and all of those responsibilities, a woman on the rise professionally. Like how do you do it? and I guess why do you try to go that extra mile?
Yeah, how I do it, some days I wonder. I'll admit my calendar gets a little full sometimes, but I know just my personality. That's how I was raised to give back. There's always somebody that needs something more so than you do. So it's just, and also stepping out of our comfort zone. Ironically, it's a little tagline we received from one of your old sales professionals that said, get comfortable with the uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. And we stole that from Mike and have used that within our sales team because that's truly what we need to do. I know just like a year and a half ago, I had applied for the Chamber Leadership Program, mm-hmm. phenomenal program, but I'll admit I was a little bit nervous to apply for it. It's like, stepping out of your comfort zone and going for something, you're going to get something out of it. I've made some fantastic relationships throughout that program, learned a lot. So sometimes it's hard to just give yourself that little push to get out of the comfort zone and try something new, but it's totally worth it in the long run. So, and also just being a good role model, as a female in business with young children, want to make sure that my kids can see that it doesn't matter what gender, what, religion, whatever background you come from, as long as you work hard and do the right thing, you can be successful. And I want them to see that. It's important for me that they know that giving back to their community is a big focal point in our lives.
Absolutely. We're going to leave it there. And thank you so much, Michelle. So what we do with these is share them over the course of the semester. We'll give you a heads up on when yours is coming out. Sure. And then you can share it with your friends. And this thing's going to go viral. You might have like millions of clicks just thanks to us spending a half hour together. So hang tight while I push stop on this and then say goodbye. So Michelle Larson, thank you again for joining us today.
Thanks, Scott. Appreciate your time. Take care.